Good evening, everybody. I have actually a favor to ask of everybody. It was brought to my attention kind of late yesterday. I didn't really have time to shoot any video yesterday. I've been making the 2-inch squares, which is pretty compact little units, and I made them especially for mill vise work. Now, I did go around and measure my friend's vices. I measured an old Bridgeport. I measured a Kurt genuine article, I measured a Kurt clone, and I measured a no-name vintage mill vise. And my smallest measurement was about, the smallest measurement I took was about 1 inch 900. And even on the Kurt, I went to the Kurt website, and they claim that their mill vise jaws are 1 inch 880, and maybe I'm looking at the wrong one, but it's been brought to my attention that these little squares that are made for mill vise use don't fit all mill vises. Tom Lipton actually called it out, so I started shooting some emails around and checking around, and it seems that Kurt has got a shorter jaw in their catalog model, or maybe I'm just looking at the wrong ones. Tom Lipton's measure 1 inch 730, and these are taller than that. By the time you hook that little lip on there, I'll try to get you down. See that little lip? By the time you hook that little lip on there, your little tail end down here is going to be catching the bed of the vise. So basically, we've got mill vise squares that don't fit in a mill vise, so they're pretty much worthless. All right. So, and after a little brief survey, outside Screwball, his vise jaws measured 1 inch 729. Adams measure 1 inch 736. So that's kind of interesting. We're measuring Kurt vices all across the United States and seeing if there's any deviation. And I'm sure some of them have been reground. But these little squares don't work with those shorter jaws. And like I said, this has just been brought to my attention. If anyone has bought these 2-inch, I've shipped out a bunch of them. So if anyone's bought these and they don't fit your vise, I need to know. And what I'm going to do is I've got a fixture that actually clamps these guys together in pairs. There's a plate that goes in between, and then it just pinches both of them together. And it's got a nice wide base at the bottom, and it just sucks down to my magnet table, and I can nib off the corners here and here, and so it's a really easy fix. You just got to get them back to me. So if you've got a set of squares, they don't fit your vise, I need to know. Also, in the comment box, look straight down. See the comment box down there? All right. You don't have to reply anything. You don't have to say, Stan, you're an idiot. You don't have to say, Stan, you're freaking awesome. All you have to do is type in a number. Please go measure your vise jaws vertically, right here, where you see the blue and the question mark. Measure your vise jaws vertically and just type in a number. I'd be very interested in knowing what everyone's vise jaws measure. All right. I've got one other thing I want to show you. Before I sign off here, this was just a quick call to arms to all my YouTube buddies. I've got one more thing to show you. I've got a couple of more wall hangings from my shop, and I'm kind of proud of them because they're, I don't know what I call them, vintage. They're 70s, but I'm going to show you those real quick. Stand by. So over here we've got this is kind of an interesting one. That's a William T. McBride Incorporated from the Union Card Division decimal equivalent chart. It is metal, so it's kind of nice, and it's not the older phone numbers. See, it's got the area code, so it doesn't have the letter code before the number code. So it's probably not 60s. If I had to guess, I'd say that's 70s. But that was actually a pretty cool decimal equivalent chart. Okay, it's an old Mitsui decimal equivalent chart. I'm just going to go from top to bottom, let you get a good look at that whole thing. And again, this is a heavy bonded paper unit. And again, it's got, you know, area codes and things like that. So it's not terribly vintage. You know, if I had to guess, I'd say it's 70s. So that was some wall hangings I recently acquired. Pretty happy with those. But back to the case at hand, if you've got a set of squares and taking delivery on them and they don't fit your vise, I need to know. That probably upsets me more than it upsets you. I mean, I've only been making these things for maybe a month and I've already got my first recall. So yeah, I've been kind of stressing about that today, and I don't like to upset people. But if you've got a set of the little 2-inch that I made for mill vise use that don't fit your mill vise, let me know about it. Shoot me an email. Get them to me. I'm going to fix them. I don't want to diminish the overall size. You know, these guys are supposed to go into your mill vise like this, vertically, and snap on the top of the jaw. If they're hitting down here on the bottom, all I want to do is just nib off that bottom until they fit. And, you know, I'd be happy if you had 20 thousandths clearance down to the bed, and that leaves you room to grind your vise a couple of times and true it up. You know, if you're going to shave off 5 thousandths or so off your vise jaws, so that leaves you room to true those up. But yeah, let me know if they don't fit. All right, guys, thanks for watching.